Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with special coverage of race number 4 at Assiniboia Downs on closing night of the meet, Wednesday, September the 28th. It's race number 4. It's the kickoff leg of the $1 pick 4 $50,000 guaranteed pool. And as it's the last day of the meet, it all must go. All carryover payouts in the pick 4, in the jackpot pick 5, in the super high 5. They're all going to be paid out on closing night at the Downs. Race number 4, as we take a look at this field, $7,500 claimers going 3/4 of a mile for 3-year-olds and up. It's an intriguing field because you've got a couple of horses in here that are cross-entered on Monday at the Downs. That's the number 1 Dictator and the number 3 Life's Been Good So Far. As of this taping, those horses have not been scratched out of Monday's race. It's possible that they go there, but we'll handicap them with them in this race as of right now, and we'll begin by throwing up the Timeform US pace projector. Blue bar scenario, Timeform US doesn't believe this pace will be fast. Once scratches are made official on Wednesday at Assiniboia Downs, return to timeformus.com. This pace projector will automatically update. The number 6, Big Tony, is a fast horse. He is expected to be close to the pace. The 4, Little Miss Zach, a mare taking on the boys. She's pretty quick as well, and I have to admit, the 5, Sing and Cry in Dubai hasn't been on the lead in his last few races, but he has shown a lot of speed in the past. Maybe not the kind of speed that Big Tony has, but I think he's going to be more aggressively ridden this time around. Personally, I believe this pace will be more fair than slow. Let's start with one of the horses that is cross-entered at the Downs on Monday. It's the 1 Dictator, who fits this class level very well. Heck, he scored 2 starts back for a $7,500 tag. Last time out, they hiked him up for 10. Let's watch that effort. It was a good second-place performance. He showed speed from the inside, going 7 furlongs. He set a rated pace, and he was just no match for a sharp winner. A horse that would come back to run second in an allowance race with a 74 Beyers speed figure. Dictator's going to have to cut back to 3/4 of a mile. There's a chance that he's slightly more effective going slightly longer distances than this 3/4, but if he runs here, I think he can settle just off of the early pace with a good trip from the inside post. He is in good form. The 2 is Mark Ye Well. Mark Ye Well is a veteran gelding coming off of a runner-up effort in this race at the Downs, $7,500 claimer on September the 20th, going 5.5. I thought he worked out a good trip in this race. They were hitting up front. 3-4 horses battling it out for the lead. Mark Ewell was tucked in behind. He comes with his run. He's just going to miss by a head. This is the kind of veteran that you must appreciate. He is a 9-year-old, 14 wins, 77 starts, 12 seconds. He's made his money the hard way, and he's the kind of horse that would benefit from a faster pace up front than Timeform US is anticipating. 7-2 on the morning line, a little bit light for me, but it looks like he's rounding into form, and his Beyers, they're not so far off those of the main contenders. The 3 is the other horse cross-entered on Monday. Life's Been Good So Far. This horse ran 3rd most recently, a race we're going to show you in for a $10,000 tag behind Tapmaster. This race going 7.5 furlongs. He finished ahead of a horse that would come back to win an allowance race at Marquee Downs. He has had some success at these shorter distances in the past. When you go back over his form, however, he has lots of mine rewards, 2nd and 3rd place finishes. Maybe he's the kind of horse you might want on the bottom of your single race exotics. The 4 is Little Miss Zach. She is a fast mare. She is taking on the boys. She showed big speed last time out, going 7.5 against fellow fillies and mares. That was a key race. The runner-up from that race came back to win by 8 lengths in a $10,000 claimer for fillies and mares with a 73 Beyers speed figure. It seems like a tough spot for Little Miss Zach because there's other speed in this race, and I think she is taking a slight step up in company, even though that last race has graded out good so far. The 5 is Sing and Cry in Dubai, and he's just a really cool veteran. He's won 10 times in his career, but he's bounced around dirt, turf, and synthetic. He was 4th in the Grade 2 in the Arctic on Woodbine turf back in 2018, so he's been around and he's seen it all. His last race was a $7,500 claimer. He was sort of in and among horses on the turn. I'm not sure that's where his sort of best running style is. I think he likes to be sort of out there on the lead or sitting in the clear, and he just didn't finish with a lot of interest. 2 starts back for the 75. His first race off the claim, he broke really well, and then he settled from the 4 path, making this smooth outside move to the lead outside the quarter pole. He took over the lead under a confident ride in the stretch, got a little bit drifty. Maybe he moved too soon that day, but I think that might be a more representative effort than his most recent performance. I don't think last time he liked being in and among. The 6 is Big Tony, and Big Tony, I think, is the speed of the speed, and his last 2 races sort of a case of 2 pace situations. 2 back, his first start off the claim, he was able to relax on the lead. There wasn't a ton of early pressure. He opened up in the stretch, and he finished second to a sharp horse. Last time out, against a few of these horses, it was a very fast and contested pace, and he ended up paying the price. He was very tired in the stretch. How easy will Big Tony have it, if at all, on the lead, could be key to this race's ultimate outcome. The 7 is Dazzlin' Mischief. Now, he finished 4th last time out, ahead of Big Tony in his first start off of the claim. This is a horse that has good tactical speed as well. He was part of that 4-ply pace scrum while in between horses. He was outrun a bit into the turn down towards the inside. He eventually swung all the way to the far outside in the stretch, and he just lacked pop while widest in the lane, although he was making up some slight late ground. I think it shows he retained the good form that he showed 2 starts back. A nice pace-pressing win, albeit for a $5,000 tag. I like this horse's outside post position. I think he can stalk horses like Big Tony and the other speeds while racing in the clear, and I think he'll give a good run from just off of the pace. It's a pretty intriguing group to kick off the $1 pick 4 with a $50,000 guaranteed pool on closing evening at Assiniboia Downs on Wednesday. Taking a look at my top picks in here, I'm going with 7. Dazzlin' Mischief. I think last time out, just part of that 4-ply pace duel, didn't work out for him, shuffled back a bit, came to the far outside, just tried to do too much in that race. This time around, breaking from the outside, I think he's going to settle and try to make one run from just off the lead in the second flight. He is my top selection on closing evening at the Downs on Wednesday. Good luck.